We're also seeing today the breaking news that Chinese nationals have been charged with smuggling a potential agro-terrorism pathogen into the US. What damage did this have the capability to do?
Well, I'm not going to talk about the current threat assessment with breaking news of this variety, but I'll put it into broader context. And what I'm about to say may shock you, Shari. When I came into this building 8 years ago, I came here as a counter-terrorism guy who'd been doing that for more than 20 years. But as soon as I started reading all the intelligence, the president's daily briefing, I realized we will deal with al-Qaeda. We will deal with ISIS, as we did when we crushed the caliphate 8 years ago. But the number one strategic threat we face as the West isn't terrorism. We will manage that. I think you in Australia know what the number one threat is, and that is the world's largest communist dictatorship. It is China. You don't even need to have a clearance like I do. You can read the open source materials from Beijing. Go away right now after this show and plug into the internet the phrase unrestricted warfare. Read that book that is now translated for free in English from two senior PLA colonels that give the game plan on how to take down countries like America, like Australia. Understand what the One Belt, One Road initiative really means. Understand that the Beijing authorities have themselves stated that for the 100th anniversary of the Chinese Revolution in 2049, they have one goal and one goal alone: to be the only superpower in the world, with every other nation a satrapy, a tributary nation, or defeated. So why is China doing this? Because they have a game plan, and we have to take it seriously. And the good news is President Trump takes it very seriously. His advisors like Peter Navarro, Scott Bessent, they also take it very, very seriously. Pete Hegseth gets it as well. So does Tulsi Gabbard. So does John Ratcliffe at the CIA. We will deal with the terrorists, but we also must understand the threat that Communist China represents to all decent, civilized, free nations.
It's this threat of Communist China that saw Pete Hegseth tell Australia it needed to lift its investment in defence. We're currently around 2% of GDP. He says it needs to be 3.5%. Can we expect President Trump to reinforce this message when he meets with our Prime Minister Anthony Albanese at the G7? And more generally, we're in the region, even the front line of where China is asserting itself. Is it particularly important then, in your view, for Australia to lift our investment in defence?
Look, I'm not going to steal the president's thunder. I think what he's said to NATO nations, what he did in the first administration to get those who weren't paying enough into the collective defense alliance that is NATO, and how he got them to do so, speaks for itself. But I will say, and I won't go into details, we've only been here for, what, 4 months? And I've had several meetings with our colleagues, our Australian counter-terrorism national security colleagues. It has been a delight, and we consider you to be one of our closest Five Eye partners in national security. But I say to you what I say to every nation: you are measured by how seriously you take the threats to your citizens, to your sovereignty. And if you wish to be understood as friends, as allies, and partners, that requires certain traits and certain behaviors to be met. And committing to your own defense, so we are stronger together, is clearly one of them. So the people of Australia, the government they choose, will decide the exact percentages of GDP. But I think the president will have an opinion when he meets with his Australian counterpart.